Hello, successful people. Welcome back to the Iron Fire Success channel. I'm DK.
And I'm Mo.
Thank you so much to our subscribers.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. This is part 3 of our Pantry organization series.
In today's video, I'm going to show you a quick way to organize your coffee bar that doesn't take a lot of money or time.
Let's get into the video.
We're back, part 3 of the Pantry Reorganization and Decor series. So in part 1, I put this food here on these shelves and I put them inside of these Rubbermaid and ProKeeper Plus food storage containers. I'll put a link to that video in case you didn't see it. In part 2, I put shelves, really Mo and I did, inside of this cabinet so that we can get some of these appliances, the smaller ones, organized. And we got these shelves from Amazon. And I also organized baking supplies into this drawer, as well as our medicine in this drawer. So now in part 3, I'm going to turn my attention to my coffee and tea station, because this is what it is I'm going to be hooking up today. Now the tea part is actually in good shape because I have the teas organized on those little stands inside of that drawer. But it's the coffee part that needs some work. So I have the cups up here, which I'm going to take them down and put them inside of this closet or cabinet, really. Now, inside this cabinet, because this is where a lot of that food was, I just started sticking some random stuff, some cups, some coffee supplies, Splenda, little liquid creamers and whatnot, condiments, but there's really no rhyme. Oh, there's a peanut butter I forgot about. Okay, so there's no rhyme or reason to that. And so here goes the stuff that I use most of the time. This is my beloved coffee maker. Now, I know that the rest of the planet has those Keurigs and those pod coffee machines, but I'll tell you something. Because I'm here most of the time and I know I'm gonna drink more than 1 cup of coffee at a time, dealing with those pods was driving me berserk. So I got one of these where I can make my multiple cups of coffee here. And if I did want to make 1 cup of coffee, I can do that on this side. And this is the cup that I would use because it fits under here perfectly. So let me put the water in here. So you still can make 1 cup if you want to, but you could also make multiple cups. And I'm gonna have this thing until it breaks. Sorry if you can hear Mo in the background with the leaf blower. So what I'm gonna do today is I have a couple of things that I got from Amazon, which is gonna help me organize this. I am gonna keep this and some of these things you see out here because I really try to use what I have and not buy things if I don't have to. So here's what it is I do have. I got a mat to put on the counter because I'm always spilling coffee and I put paper towels and everything else down there, so it's time I just got a mat. These are for sugar and creamer. This is so that I could put the syrups. I have syrups for my coffee, but they're just not out. So that I could put the syrup bottles that are in this box on that stand, make it nice and neat. This is canisters for the coffee, so I can actually have the coffee where I can reach it here and not always getting those big coffee, containers from out of the closet like that. So this is what I'm gonna do today. Stick with me and I'm gonna make it quick, but you'll see that you really don't have to do a lot of extensive work in order to transform what is looking like a disorganized area into something that is organized and functional. I'll be right back. Okay, so far all I've done is I took everything off the counter, wiped off the counter, and then put this mat down because I wanted to see if I got the right size. I'll put on the screen the size that this is because I think it came in 3 different sizes. I'm satisfied with this size because there's enough space on the right for me to put the stand for the syrups, and that fits right there. So this will be the place where I make the coffee. I might actually take the coffee maker and put it on there as well. But I like the coffee maker there because the way that I put the water in is I just do this. I open it up and just put the water directly in. So it's convenient being that close to the sink, so I might not move it. Okay, so next I'm gonna put the sugar and creamer inside of jars. I'm gonna put the coffee inside the canisters, and then I'm gonna put the syrup inside of the bottles. Here is the pair of sugar and creamer containers I got from Amazon. I think they were sold as sugar containers, and you know, when I looked, it said you could use these for creamer too. These are pretty small. I think these are 7 ounces. I'll put a link in the description box below, but I like it because the top is weighted, and so it should just pour out with minimal mess. So this comes 2 to a set, and I'll put the price in the description box as of when I bought this in August of 2025. So I'm gonna clean these out first, and then I'm gonna come back and fill them up with sugar and creamer. Okay, so that's done. The sugar and creamer are in these containers, and like I mentioned, these are small, and I just used leftover labels I had in the drawer. I still have these sweetener drops and these Splenda packets. So I'm just gonna arrange the stuff inside of here. As you can see, I already put more to-go cups and the lids there. So I'm gonna just put some stuff in here where it would be what you would need to be able to make yourself a cup of coffee. Let's see. All right, we didn't need a lot of stuff. We just have cups and lids. I just tucked the sugar and creamer inside of there. Some stirrers, some Splenda, some sweetener drops. I need to get some more of those mini moves, but for now, this will work. Next, I'm gonna put the syrup inside of the syrup bottles and put them inside of this and make sure that my coffee canisters are dry so I can put the coffee inside. I'll be right back. Here's what the stand looks like when it's unwrapped. There's room for 4 syrup bottles. I bought these syrup bottles. They didn't come together, so I just bought these also on Amazon, and I'll drop links to everything. I have 3 syrups, and there's 4 spaces, so one of these spaces is gonna have to be for something else because I'm not buying another syrup, and the other one of these bottles is gonna have to be for something else too. All right, I'm gonna fill up the bottles, 3 of them, and I'll be right back. I put up 3 syrup bottles. I had these labels for hazelnut, vanilla, and caramel. I have a 4th bottle that I'll figure out what to do with that later. But this 4th spot I thought was a good place to put this little frother thing that I have. Now I bought this and it just comes on the stand, but I have this little glass container. It's really like a food saver container, but it's the perfect size for that to stay in. So I'm doing that. Now, when it comes to the canisters for this coffee, I don't think I'm gonna use the stand, but just so that you can see how it looks, it has this stand, it has these 2 spoons. I like it, but it's just getting crowded. Let me pull back so you can see, to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna put the coffee in them, and then I will just get rid of the stand or figure out how to use that later. So here's what I did with the coffee. I used these labels here, which was from a pack of labels that I bought when I was doing my pantry organization video part 1. And I'll drop a link to that. That's when I labeled this stuff here. So since this had one that said coffee, one that said decaf coffee, and I just used this or that, for the canister I put the random coffees, and decided to just tuck the spoons behind the back like that. I have my own scoop that I use that's inside of this coffee canister anyway, but I didn't need to keep that stand. I'll probably get rid of it. So now that I've done that, I think I just have a couple of more things to do. I'm gonna put the garbage can back. I'm gonna take the teapot and put it under here, since I put these drawers in here to hold small appliances. And then I have to take the things out of this cabinet so that I can organize it. I'll put the coffee back up here and the surplus things. But when I come back, I'll show you the finished product where this won't be perfect, but you know what I say, it'll be better than what it is right now. To recap, one thing I did was made some space by taking the tea kettle off of the counter, and I have it underneath here now with the rest of the small appliances. I bought a coffee bar mat that's easy to wipe off so I can keep the counter cleaner. I bought these 3 canisters, although I got rid of the stand that they came on to make it a little bit less cluttered. I used leftover labels from my Pantry Organization Series video part 1. I bought this stand and used these syrup bottles. Although I have 4 bottles, I'm not using one for this purpose, so I could use this spot for this frother. I took the cups from off there and I put them in here. I just cleaned off these 2 shelves by taking a lot of the condiments off the shelf, and I'll show you what I did with those. But here we have all our cups nice and organized. And what was in this closet was some things were expired, but some things were these condiments. How much soy sauce and whatnot will we ever need? I don't know. But I had this clear plastic box that I think I got from at home, so I just used it to be able to put these things in. And what's good about being able to see this stuff now, I'll be able to keep track of how old it gets and throw out anything that we're no longer using. In part 4 of the Pantry Organization series, I'm going to take this now empty shelf and I'm going to get rid of that stuff on the upper shelf and turn this area into my wine bar. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and comment to see more of our Pantry Organization series. Thank you for joining us. I hope you got some good ideas on how you can easily make a coffee bar at your house.
Please subscribe for more content about new home construction and model home tours in and around San Antonio.
And subscribe to continue to follow us as we continue to turn our new construction house into a home.
As always, until next time, be peaceful, stay prayerful, and count your blessings.